Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There are so many areas you need to become good at to become a good trader. Emotional mastery, chart reading, trading systems, money and trade management. So this video is just educational only to help you become a much better trader. Hey traders, welcome to another edition of Ask John. Now, this question or this email that I've gotten is basically a detailed paragraph, but to simplify his email, he's basically talking about the best way to try to understand what the market is doing, i.e. the best strategy to read charts. Now, this is a really good question, because I think a lot of people misunderstand this. When we're trying to trade, no matter what system we're trading, we still want to get a good gauge of what's actually happening with that market, right? So when you're actually trying to trade the markets, one thing that I really learned from my earlier mentors was the idea of looking at the peaks and troughs. Now, here's what I say about this, is that you can look at the peaks and troughs on the smaller time frame chart, but if you're trying to get a good view of what the overall market is actually telling you, then I think it's important for you to go to the next time frame up. You know what I mean? Especially if you're just basically maybe even just trading shares and stuff like that, or maybe trading a daily chart, then it's important for you to go to the bigger picture and get a good bigger picture overview of what this market is doing. Because the bigger picture rules. The bigger picture really does rule. And this is what's important for you to focus on. So, the best strategy to read charts is to looking at the peaks and troughs, the highs and lows. And I talk about this in every video because it really is the most important thing to look at. And while markets may be unsynced sometimes, and it doesn't always work because nothing is 100% in these markets, most of the time the bigger picture, especially those weekly charts, they will give you a bit more of a guide, a bit more of an insight on what's actually happening with that stock or index, or no matter what market you're trading, if you look at that. So for me personally, I like trading the daily chart, but I like to go to the weekly chart and then see exactly what's happening with the overall peaks and troughs, and to show exactly what is actually happening with that. So, in a nutshell, guys, what we actually need to be doing is we need to be focusing on the peaks and troughs on the bigger time frame. And then what we need to be doing is obviously timing your way in, especially if you're trading directional, time your way in on the daily chart, right? So the daily chart is the most important thing to be focusing on. The daily chart is the most important thing you should be focusing on moving forward, day after day after day, if you're looking for the trading signals. But remember, every single week, especially once a week, if you're trading a stock, you need a bigger picture of what that stock is doing. And for me personally, guys, I've been really liking the line chart, and I'll do some videos later on, and even with my market updates, you'll see that with my market updates, and that's for a different video. But for this video, is that the most powerful strategy that's going to help you stay in tune with the markets is looking at the peaks and troughs on the weekly chart, and then also potentially looking at try maybe even using that on the daily chart as well too. Daily chart is very good for small movements. The weekly chart is very good for overall movements. Now remember, the weekly chart is the weekly chart. So right now, as I'm doing this recording, the S&P has been skyrocketing up. The S&P has been actually moving up quite a fair bit. And what has actually been happening with the S&P is it's been going up and up. So on the weekly chart, remember the weekly chart peaks and troughs, it may take many weeks and many months for formations. what I'm experiencing right now, many weeks or many months for that formations to pan out. Remember, because it's a bigger picture. Remember, because if it's a weekly chart, it's going to sometimes it might take many months for the overall picture that you're looking at to see some momentum in it. Okay, so for me right now, I'm seeing bearishness all over this markets. But for the last month, I'm seeing bearishness all over the markets. I'm stumbling over my words here. I'm seeing a lot of bearishness all over these charts. But as I'm doing this recording for you, one thing I am seeing is that for the last month, we've had an extended run to the high side. Now, I think that's going to start tapering out soon. I don't know when that's going to happen. It may have another week to the high side. I don't know, but I think we're going to start tapering out soon. But the overall weekly chart for me is saying very bearish. But the daily chart is saying we're in an extended run to the high side. So that's the reason why, guys, when you're looking at the weekly chart, just bear in mind that it may take a couple of months for formations to form and pan out when you're looking at the overall bigger weekly charts. Hey, it's John Howell here, and thanks so much for watching my video. You see, I'm putting out daily videos and education on helping you learning the art of successful trading. So click on the subscribe button to keep up to date with every video I do. Also, check out my story video, $250,000 in debt, cancer, overweight, family passing away, lived on the streets, and more, and how I overcome it and now thriving through my life. This is here to motivate you, so click on that image to watch my video. And lastly, if you're struggling with your trading, then you need to see my latest webinar where I'm sharing with you an amazing strategy that allows you to generate an income without getting the direction right. So click on that image on this page to register for my next free webinar. This is John Howell here. Remember, success can be yours if you go claim it. So step up, take massive action, and face your fears today.